So we're going to start all over again, which is okay for you guys. I'm sorely disappointed that I did stupid enough not to turn the actual camera on. So these are my favourite movies to watch. I don't have every single one of them because I'm at my parents' house at the moment, so a lot of these films are back home, but I just chose ones that I really like to watch. So I'm going to get started because my last video did work out around 30 minutes of talking, so hopefully I don't badger on too much. So the first one I want to talk about is Flight of the Navigator. This is a childhood favourite. I love it very much. This is something that I look forward to watching every time I come to my parents' house. This is directed by Randall Cleaster, I think, and he also did Grease and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which is a fantastic film too, another childhood favourite. So this story is about a boy who's 12 years old, excuse me, sorry, and he goes into the future 6 years, I think it is, no, 8 years, sorry. He goes 8 years into the future, and he's sort of being analysed because he can connect to an alien encounter, and as you can see from the front, he's on a spaceship. This is more towards later on into the film. So I'll read the back of each one, and so when you're 12 years old, every day is a new discovery, but nothing could prepare David for the adventure which lay ahead. For a start, imagine waking up one day to discover that you'd lost 8 years of your life. Everything, his mum, his dad, even his dog changed. Everything. Except him. And that's not the only thing that's weird. Why is David's brain sending out strange signals even he can't explain? And why do a group of top-secret government scientists want to lock him up and study him as a national security risk? The truth is even stranger, because even though David's just a kid, his mind's the key to the most amazing discovery on Earth, a visitor from another planet of the universe. It's time for a risky trip through time and space, with David at the controls because he's the navigator. So it's just a really lovely childhood film, and if you haven't seen it, also has a little Sarah Jessica Parker in it. I don't know how old she was when she did it, but she's quite young, and she's probably at maybe my age, so maybe like early 20s, maybe mid 20s. It's such just a lovely warm film, so I recommend seeing this if you guys are interested. If you've already seen it, let me know how you liked it. It's quite warm today too, so I'm just going to sip on cold tea. Now the next one I have is quite oldish. It is 1963 it was made, and it's more of a boys film, I guess. I don't know a lot of girls that have heard of it or like it, and me and my brother used to watch this all the time. This is one of his favourite movies too, and that is The Great Escape, and that's by John Sturges. I don't think he's alive anymore. No, I don't think he's alive anymore. This movie is set in a German camp, and in World War II, during World War II, and it's just full of action and suspense, and it's just really great, and I really like the motorcycle scene at the towards the end, so you'll see that if you've watched it. So in 1943, the Germans opened Stalag Luft Nord, a maximum security prisoner of war camp designed to hold even the craftiest escape artists. In doing so, however, the Nazis unwittingly assembled the finest escape team in military history, brilliantly portrayed here by Steve McQueen, great actor, James Garner, Charles Bronson and James Coburn, who worked on what became the largest prison breakout ever attempted. one of the most ingenious and suspenseful adventure films of all time, The Great Escape is a masterful collaboration between director John Sturges, who did The Magnificent Seven, screenwriters James Clavell, who did Shogun, and W.R. Burnett, Little Caesar, and composer Elmer Bernstein. Based on a true story, The Great Escape is an epic entertainment that entertains, captivates, thrills, and stirs. So it's a very great film, BG, low-level violence, so it's great for, I guess, all ages. And yeah, it's just a really great film, so I recommend watching this if you haven't seen it. I actually recommend all of these films, so I'll probably stop saying recommend. And the next one that I have is my absolute favourite film. You guys can probably guess what it is because I'm constantly letting you guys know in a lot of videos that I make. And that is The Lord of the Rings. And I could talk about this for a very long time. I'll try not to. Directed by Peter Jackson, who did a magnificent job. I actually have the extended editions at home. My parents just have the normal editions. And the thing that I really, really love about these movies is if you've got the extended edition, it shows you a lot more. It's based on books by J.R.R. Tolkien. And every time I watch, and I've seen these films a lot of times, but the thing that I really do love about these films is that I learn something new every single time that I watch it. So, I mean, J.R.R. Tolkien was brilliant, amazing. I think he'd be quite proud of these films. He spent nearly about 50 years, something like that, researching and making up the language in it, and you know, that's real dedication and work, and it's just fantastic. With the help of a courageous fellowship of friends and allies, Frodo embarks on a perilous mission to destroy the legendary One Ring. Hunting Frodo are servants of the Dark Lord Sauron and the ring's evil creator. If Sauron reclaims the ring, Middle-earth is doomed. Winner of 4 Academy Awards, which is fantastic, this epic tale of good versus evil, friendship and sacrifice will transport you to a world beyond imagination. It's just great. Probably my favourite character is Aragorn, which Viggo Mortensen plays. He's a great actor as well. He's just so courageous, and it's great. And I heard as well the bit when they're trying to find Pippin and Merry, and they go up to the fire pit where all the dead bodies are lying. Viggo Mortensen actually broke his toe by kicking a helmet. So when you see him shouting, yelling out loud, they actually put that into the movie because it's just so good. It's just good acting that he did, and he didn't want to stop. So he carried on what he was doing, which was brilliant. So Peter Jackson actually wanted that into the movie. So if you watch that, he broke his toe while kicking that helmet. It's just, it's just a really great film. It's a great story. I love the books as well. J.R.R. Tolkien really put you into a fantastic world to discover. And it's great for me because I live only about 5-hour plane ride to New Zealand, which is where it was shot. So I'm really hoping that I can go to Hobbiton and actually, go around New Zealand about where the shots were taken and where they were filmed. And it's just fantastic. So, if you haven't seen it, see it because it's really good. And there's 3 other films. So it's The Fellowship of the Ring, The Twin Towers, not the Twin Towers, The Two Towers. The Two Towers. And the last one, which is The Return of the King. So watch it if you haven't, because it's brilliant. Next one I couldn't put in without bringing Stephen King into the picture. This is one of his older ones, but it's one of my favourites, probably my favourite one. I love the book, and I thought the movie was great too. And that is Stephen King's Thinner. And this was directed by Tom Holland. And the thing that I really do love about Stephen King is that he does a lot of cameo appearances. So he does appear in, I don't know if he does it in every single film, but he does it in most of his films. Is that he'll be in the background somewhere. He'll be like the pharmacy. He'll be like a pharmacy assistant, or I think Peter Jackson did in the Fellowship of the Ring. I don't know if he did any other ones, but he does it as well. Sorry, and so does Quentin Tarantino. So this is Let the Curse Fit the Crime, and it's about a guy who can't stop eating. Basically, he's obese, and he just really likes food. And then one night he's with his wife in his car. I won't tell you exactly what happens. It's probably a bit inappropriate for me to say, especially if there's younger kids. But if you've watched it, or if you do see it, you'll see what I mean. So basically, he's a little bit distracted in the car, and he runs over a old lady, and this old lady is a gypsy, and her husband is a gypsy. And he comes out, the old lady's dead, and the gypsy husband puts a curse on him. So he keeps getting thinner and thinner, but he can still eat as much as he wants. So the toughest opponent attorney, Billy Halleck, so that's the guy's name, the obese guy, has ever faced his own ferocious appetite. At over 130 kilos, Billy can't even see past his stomach to read the bathroom scales. Then one day, he starts shredding those kilos without even trying. It's his dream come true. Until it turns into his own worst nightmare. Stephen King is at his horrifying best in the chilling tale of a man cursed with every dieter's dream, the ability to lose weight. Only problem is, the curse never ends and the kilos keep falling off and you just keep getting thinner. So, really, the only way he can get rid of the curse is that he passes it on to somebody else. And he has to do it in a way, I won't tell you because that will sort of ruin the end, but the end is really, it's just really wrenching. Like, you'll know. It's really wrenching. Another one of my favourite films is Misery, actually. I haven't read the book. My mother's actually just finished reading it, I think, or she's near the end of it now. But the movie's really great. It's got Kathy Bates in it. I think that was one of her first performances, which was fantastic. And the scene where she gets the hammer and she whacks it on his foot and his foot just goes plonk. Apparently the book is far worse. My mother said what she does is far worse than the hammer. So the hammer bit wasn't in the book, unless it was something similar, but it was something much, much worse, which wasn't shown in the movie, so I wish it did, but I'll have to read it. But yeah, this film's really good, and I think it's also another film that not a lot of people know about, which is Stephen King's. This one here is another favourite childhood film. Not a lot of people know about this one either, and it's also got my absolute favourite actor in it, and that is called Big, and that's Tom Hanks. And this film is so great. It's so funny, it's so loving and warming. It's really like a family sort of movie, and it says, have you ever had a really big secret? Well, his big secret is that he turns big. He goes to a fun fair, and he's sick and tired of being told that he's small and he's not grown up or anything like that. So he finds like a fortune teller gypsy type thing, and he wishes that he was big, and the very next day his wish comes true. I think it's called Zorg. I think that's what the gypsy fortune teller thing is called, Zorg. I might be wrong. But me and my friend actually used to recite the little saying that they used to say, and the little song that they used to sing, him and his best friend. So it goes, the space goes down, down, baby, down, down the roller coaster, sweet, sweet, baby, sweet, sweet, don't let me go. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, shimmy, shimmy, rock, shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, shimmy, shimmy, rock. I met a girlfriend, a Trisket, she said a Trisket, a biscuit, ice cream, soda pop, vanilla on the top. Ooh, Shelly's out, walking down the street 10 times a week. I'm ready, I said it, I stole my mama's credit. I'm cool, I'm hot, suck me in the stomach 3 more times. And we used to just sing that all the time, and that thing actually was what Tom Hanks put in, because in real life him and his son went camping. I think, from what I remember, is what he said that him and his son made that up, so he wanted to put that into the movie, which I think's really fantastic. So it says on the back, and he also won raves for Oscar-nominated performance. So in 1988, he got the Best Actor. So as a 12-year-old boy trapped inside a 30-year-old body in director Penny Marshall's winning comedy, at a carnival, young Josh Baskin, which is played by Tom Hanks, wishes he was big, only to awake the next morning and discover that he is. With the help of his friend Billy, which is played by Jared Rushton, he was in Overboard, which is another great film. Unfortunately, I don't have that one to show you, but that's a great film too. Josh lands a job at a toy company. There, his inner wisdom enables him to successfully predict what children want to buy, making the awestruck, naive Josh irresistible to a beautiful ladder-climbing colleague, which is played by Elizabeth Perkins. So she's the love interest. But the more he experiences being an adult, the more Josh longs for the simple joys of childhood. And that's true, really, because I really miss being a kid. I miss not having responsibilities. You know, that's what happens when you get older. But it's nice when you don't have to care about anything, really. So this is a really good childhood film. Now we are going to move on to Edgar Wright, a fantastic person. He did Space, the Cornetto Trio, and obviously one of the films that I'm going to show you is one of the Cornetto films, and this is my favourite out of the 3. So there is Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and I think it's at World's End. I could be wrong. And my favourite, though, is Hot Fuzz. Now, Edgar Wright usually has Simon Pegg and Nick Frost in his films because they just work incredibly together. But this one's my favourite, basically because it's just full of action, suspense, and it's absolutely hilarious. And it's also set in Sandford. And so it says here, they are going to bust your arse. And it's just full of hilarious stuff in it. Like, they have a swear box. So if they say, you know, swear words, they've got to pay like 20p or £1 or £2. I think the worst word is the C word. I won't say it on here, but that's the worst word I think that they say. So Simon Pegg plays a policeman who lives in London, who works in London, and he does his job too good, apparently. So he's sent to Sandford, and I love this. The thing I love about the movie is because they have the accents, which I really do like. And I've sort of been around that area too, so it's just funny when you hear the accents on here. So when top London cop PC Nicholas Angel, or Angle, is reassigned to the quiet town of Sandford, he struggles with his seemingly crime-free world and oafish partner Danny, which is played by Nick Frost. When several grisly accidents rock the village, it's not long before Danny's dreams of explosive, high-octane car-chasing, gunfighting, all-out of action become reality. It's time for these small-town cops to hand out big city justice. So basically, the town is crazy. It's very, very crazy. And there's just so many funny moments in it. I think my favourite bit is when the guy I think he owns Safeway, and he's in the little small village at the end. The little church chapel thing goes straight through here, and then he just goes, "Ow, it really hurts." It's probably my favourite bit, and probably the bit when Simon Pegg is asking the children in the pub when their birthday is, and I think one of the ginger kids says something like the 17th of February, and Simon Pegg goes, "What year?" and he answers back and says, "Every year." It's just full of witty comments in it. If there's any a film that you want to have a laugh at, it's definitely Hot Fuzz. Edgar Wright just gets everything right each time. So I will leave this one with you guys to watch if you haven't. Now I have 3 more to show you now, and next one I have is a Wes Anderson film. He's really fantastic too. This film came out maybe 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I can't remember, maybe 2 years ago, and that is the Grand Budapest Hotel. A thing about Wes Anderson that I was told recently and that I started noticing as well, the guy likes symmetry, and that's what makes his films fantastic. If you sort of cross down in every single film, you see that everything's just perfect, really perfect. And this film has so many great actors in it. It has Ralph Fiennes, he's one of my favourite actors, he's great. And you have people like Bill Murray in it, Jude Law, Owen Wilson, Tilda Swinton, and Edward Norton, Bill Murray, Jeff Goldblum, and Harvey Keitel. It's funny, the way that he shoots it as well, it's sort of like a small square type movie, and I watched it at the movies, and thought it was great, thought it was fantastic. And so it's about the Grand Budapest Hotel recounts the adventures of Gustav H., a legendary concierge as a famous European hotel between the wars, and Zero Mustafa, the lobby boy who becomes his most trusted friend. The story involves the theft and recovery of a priceless Renaissance painting, a raging battle for an enormous family fortune, a desperate chase on motorcycles, trains, sleds and skis, and the sweetest confection of a love affair, all against the backdrop of a suddenly and dramatically changed continent. It's just funny, it's great. Just, as I said, just the way that it's shot, it's just funny. Like, some bits are really silly, but they're hilarious at the same time. But it's really a great masterpiece by Wes Anderson. So, Wes Anderson, you did good with this one. This one, everybody usually puts in their favourite movies, and I have to put it in because it was something that I did grow up with. I grew up with the books as well, and that is J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter. And just show you Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, which is the very first movie. Let's quickly get a drink. And I wanted to say as well, I'm one of these people that really focus into a movie, so I don't necessarily look at the actual scene, what's in focus. I tend to really look at the background too. So let's say there's a mouse in the background. I will focus on that, look around it, really get into detail, because that might surface somewhere else in the film. So I really, really like looking at details. And but with the Harry Potter series, not that that relates to this, but the Harry Potter series is something that I did grow up with. And you know, when you're a child, you have endless possibilities, you know, magic, adventure, everything basically. And this movie has it all. So it's Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. It's about a boy who finds out that he's a wizard, and he was marked actually by Lord Voldemort, who's like this huge guy you do not name, which I just did. But he's out to get him. He killed his 2 parents, so he lived in with his aunt and uncle, who are terrible people. You know, they're not very nice, and his cousin's not very nice, Dudley Dursley. And then one day he gets a letter saying that he's a wizard. So he goes off to the wizarding school, which is called Hogwarts, School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. And it goes on from there. I'm not going to tell you too much if you haven't seen it. You should have already have seen it, but if you haven't, I won't tell you that much. Because there's a lot of details in it that you need to understand. And it made me feel really sad last week because Alan Rickman died of cancer at age 69, and he played my favourite character, which was Severus Snape. And I was really, really sad of the news. I didn't actually believe it at first. I thought it was just a con because, you know, David Bowie died as well at the age of 69 and from cancer as well, so I didn't really think of it until it really started going. So I was very sad by the death of him. But in this enchanting film adaptation of J.K. Rowling's delightful bestseller, Harry Potter learns on his 11th birthday that he is the orphan son of 2 powerful wizards and possesses magical powers of his own. At Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, Harry embarks on the adventure of a lifetime. He learns a high-flying sport, Quidditch, and plays a thrilling game with living chess pieces on his way to face a dark wizard bent on destroying him. From the most extraordinary adventure, see you on platform 9 3/4. So there's lots of things that you learn from this franchise, and also the books as well are great. My favourite book has to be Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I really enjoyed it. My favourite film, though, is probably Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix and Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I really did like all of them. And I think on my 19th birthday, I actually got my letter from Hogwarts, and I keep it really safe in my bookshelf, but I was so overwhelmed by it. And so it's better late than never. And so that stays safe in my drawer. The last one that I have to show you is a great movie too. It's there's 3 movies, part 1, part 2, part 3, and it's done by Robert Zemeckis, I think it was. I'm not too sure. And he also did Castaway, which is another Tom Hanks film, which is a really great film. So we have Back to the Future Trilogy, and this has Christopher Lloyd in it, Michael J. Fox, Crispin Glover, and really, really great films. So Michael J. Fox plays a guy that in the first movie, which is my favourite movie, that's one that I'll talk about, and he goes 30 years into Back to the Future. So it goes to the time when his parents were in high school, and he's got to sort of get his parents together. So then he's alive, but it turns out the mother really loves her son, which she doesn't know about because it's 30 years back in the future, but he's got to make sure that her and the dad that Crispin Glover plays get together. And it's just really lovely, and Christopher Lloyd plays obviously the guy that does Back to the Future, does all the car stuff and future and scientist. I always get really confused now because I started watching, because I watch Rick and Morty, so I always associate Back to the Future with it, which is awesome. So Back to the Future, so there's part 1, part 2, part 3. Part 1 is the best one of all, and I really like it. I really love these films. So that is all of the films that I want to show you. Other ones that I wanted to mention was Inglorious Bastards, which is a fantastic film. It's probably my second favourite film. Quentin Tarantino, that has my favourite actors in it. other than Tom Hanks, it has Michael Fassbender, the Fassbender, and Christoph Waltz, and it's just a really fantastic film. And I also really like Seven Psychopaths, and that one's really easy to follow, and that's a really great film too. So that's all I have to show you. You guys comment down below if you've seen any of these films, or what you like about them, what you don't like about them, or what your favourite movies are. And